So we've got Christmas holidays coming up, obviously. Big travel time personally, less of a big travel time work-wise. But that being said, those people that are traveling for work are having to sort of deal with the volume of people that are traveling for leisure purposes. What do you think? Tips, tricks, things to look out for? What can people do to sort of get through to the other side without too many bruises?
You know, I think what people always sort of say, how can I travel without having all of these issues? Like, what's the key? What's the secret to going and traveling in the Christmas holidays and having a perfectly seamless travel experience? And I think the point is that there isn't a key to doing that. And so I think the most important thing to do when you are traveling in those periods is to have contingency plans. So it's like, if you want to be somewhere for Christmas, give yourself a 2-day buffer zone, because ultimately, especially anywhere on the East Coast, anywhere cold, anywhere in Europe, anything like that,
weather, yeah.
You're going to run into weather issues. You're going to, it's unavoidable. Blizzards off the East Coast, New York is renowned for being a nightmare, Chicago, places like that, Toronto. We had so many issues last year, and I think one of the big advantages that we have in the way that we run our corporate side of things during the holiday period, because there are people still traveling, and more importantly, they're just trying to get home from work. So they're not actually trying to get to a Christmas celebration or on a vacation. They're trying to get back from their business to get home to their families. So it's like, we have to be just as proactive about that, and a good travel advisor will be able to have that connection with the coordinator and say, look, Bill's traveling, he's got to go to Chicago, he's got his 3 days there, but let's just be very prepared that we're going to run into issues with this. So we need to make sure that we've got backup. And a really good corporate agent will know the flights that they've got as backup. They'll know their contingencies. We ran into a huge amount of problems last year for our clients, and we solved every single one of them, and we got every single person home to their families, happy and warm for Christmas, every single one of them. And that is one of the most rewarding parts of our job, is that it's such a huge accomplishment what our agents will do in those periods, because they genuinely care about about the people. They know that they want to get them home with their families, and the extent that girls will go to and the team will go to is really, really admirable, I think, because it's a lot of work and it's very, very stressful, and we take that out of it, right? So yeah, you have to have contingencies, and if you don't have someone going to bat for you and working alongside you to do that, you really have to be proactive, because eliminating the stress before it happens is kind of key, or expecting that it's going to be there reduces your disappointment, because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I think contingency and a good support system are probably the two big things that people need to sort of bear in mind. Leave yourself some leeway. Don't arrive with 1 hour to get to your meeting, because if anything goes wrong, you're in trouble. And then, who are you going to call? What are you going to do? When? And ultimately, if something goes wrong.
Yeah, always put that buffer into your travel plans, and know, or even if you have an assurance of some kind, just know that something's going to go awry in the holiday period, right? Delays are going to happen. Even through the airlines themselves, they get overwhelmed. It's a really busy time to travel. Flights will be oversold. Do not purchase a standard fare ever during the holiday period, because if you purchase a standard fare and the flights are oversold, which every single one of them is, and it's the least likely time for there to be no-shows, you will get bumped. And that's when you're in trouble, because you can get stuck in airports for days. So when it comes to Christmas or holiday periods at all, spend that little bit extra, take time. Quality over quantity is going to be the key.
Yeah, I think it's that saying of, expect the worst, hope for the best.
Absolutely, without a doubt.